Can this be titled? Or am I putting this on wrong? Can this be titled?
What happened? They don't put them on.
They're not tight on my head.
They don't need to be tight on the head. You just going for the.
On my ears.
This is the first one.
It's
you know what I'm saying?
off.
It's gonna be something. It's gonna. Roll up.
I guarantee it. I'm at him with Jeff like about a week ago. Hit him, my boy Jeff. 818-434-5544. Cali
Sports is in the building. You heard? It's the first day of the podcast. And I got a guest on here. My first guest on here was born in 1945. One of the natives of California here. And you know, we just want to touch on a little something. See where the temperatures is at. See who's on. This the first podcast. A mini. So we just gonna jump right on into it. I was gonna start at 5:30. But there's nothing wrong with starting a little bit earlier. So like I said, we're gonna touch back in the early days. We'd like to know your name. What's your name?
My name is Lottie Marie Piper.
And you was born in what year?
1945.
In what city?
Los Angeles.
Los Angeles, California. So you just seen the game change a little bit.
Oh yes. We have changed a lot.
A lot in what way?
In all kinds of ways.
What you mean? We can't just be playing about it. They want to hear we talking about it. You fresh on here. That's why I went straight live. We didn't rehearse nothing. I just came live with it. So we want to hear what you got to talk about. So I'll just jump right in for the first question. What was the early days like growing up in Los Angeles, California, before pretty much it wasn't gangbanging, but it was racist?
Yes.
So how was the racism back then in those days?
It was pretty bad, just like it's coming up right now. It was real bad.
What you mean by real bad? Was you afraid to walk home from school?
Oh no, never afraid, never.
So what was the problem? Was y'all walking in numbers when you was coming home from school? Was it,
No, when we was coming home from school, we had school buses and we was bussed out. We was the first kids that was integrated to schools in 1957 when I went to junior high school. So.
And what was the name of that junior high school?
Perry Junior High School.
Where is that at?
And that was in Gardena, California. And it went from the 7th to the 9th. And we had they didn't want us there.
When you said they didn't want us there, what you mean? What part of Los Angeles did you come from to go to Gardena?
I came from Los Angeles, right off 138th, 138th in Maine, and we had to, instead of going to the high schools that we wanted to go to, no, we had to go to what they was chose for us.
What high school is that? What high school did you want to go to?
Well, I wanted to go to Fremont.
Why is that?
Because it was so much to do. They had sock hops, they had everything going.
What you mean? So you should have said it was more black people?
Well, that's true. It was more black people, and then we was all getting together, congregation. I mean, no, I just enjoyed. Yeah, because we at Fremont. That's when we saw I first saw Tina Turner, Isley Brothers, and all that, because they had sock hops, and at Gardena, Perry Junior High School, they didn't have nothing like that going on.
Yeah, what did they have though? You guys had to have some kind of fun. What was y'all doing?
We didn't have. They had sports, and I didn't play sports. No.
You didn't even cheer on for like some of the people that you probably went to elementary school with?
Well, there's not too many of our black boys was, didn't get a chance to play. Put it like that. They didn't get a chance. If they did, it was very few. Very few.
What you mean they didn't get a chance to play? Like they was, what they was no good?
No,
what was going on here?
Good, but you had to prove to the coach, and then when you went to Perry Junior High, they wasn't looking at black folks in sports then. No, not at all.
And this was year 1957?
57.
So what year did you think that they started looking at? Because after that, you went on to high school. So you went to high school.
Yes, went to high school, and that was in high school. They started more looking at them then, because we had Doc Ellis. He was one of the pitchers in my era. He went to the Pittsburgh Pirates. He got a chance, and he went to the farm team, so he ain't got a chance to. And that was only one person I know.
One person out of all the, but how many blacks you think was there? Because as of the percentages today, there's only 12% black on the West Coast. So how many you think African Americans went to school with you at that point?
Well, on the bus, no, I counted what? It was 54. In the neighborhood, it's 54. It was 54 black kids that went to school.
So in the neighborhood, it was 54 black kids that was bused out to the Gardena area.
Right.
So Gardena was like the suburbs of
the suburbs of LA.
Well, it sure turned a lot since these days. Gardena didn't turn into
bad.
It was bad.
Mm-hmm.
But so if you was going through all this type of pressure back in those days, what was the motivation of you guys not giving up? What was the positivity of not giving up on positive?
Well, I never gave up. I didn't, if I wanted to do something, I went and did it, because I love to dance. So I had got in one of their dance programs, and we went from there. But I'm the type of person that you have to really, really, almost like, nothing you said to me could distract me, because I went out there and I went out there.
Oh, so you was going to go get yours. You weren't worried
yes.
about. So what about the people around you? I know you grew up with girls that was around you that didn't have that type of same ambition, or guys that didn't have that same ambition, whether it was in the classroom getting grades or whether it was out just mingling with the people.
Well, it was there. Well, we talked and everything, but it was like this. When we grew up, we wasn't allowed to. When we got home and everything, we wasn't allowed to like go and visit or something like that. We had to come in there and do what we supposed to do, like your homework and all that. We wasn't allowed to socialize.
Oh yeah, but I'm saying if you at school for like 8 hours with the kids, that's enough time. I can see you coming back home and trying to work.
We spoke on that. A lot of people. We had when we did have talent shows, most of the blacks they participated in that. It turned out real good. Some of them became they love the same, but I don't know if any of them became singers. I don't know. So
being there now, the internet is around now, so you have time to search and look for people? Do you even reach out to see who back from that class in in the 50s that was even
No.
in school with you or even remotely around
No.
those times?
No.
So you just really just advanced past all that and just
Yes.
at this point you just what are you just living a life or what is at this point? What's the positivity at this point?
Well, I'm hoping that the school, this virus will stop where I can go and finish doing my culinary school. Finish this up because I want to. It's something I really interested in doing.
So what are you getting it for the paper or you just getting it, I mean, because most people right now, the platform is like the platform we're using right now, we're just reaching out to the crowd. So most people you can study and become certain things will be on YouTube. So it's more like when you're doing something to position yourself to do something, don't you look to see where you fit in, where you can insert yourself, or are you just trying to just
I'm just exploring. I'm just
exploring what in what ways?
I want to be a cook, and then again, well, I'm a cook anyway. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. I don't want to work in no restaurants. I want to do my own platform in my house. I want to set up like a little dining room, and I can show people's my skills of cooking.
To show people.
I mean,
Yeah, but you can. But at this point right now, with a platform, easy platforms you can use, you can start cooking easily.
Oh, yeah.
Like I said,
Yes.
you can use it from the YouTube. It's more.
True.
Do you want what you trying to give to the crowd? Is more because when I look at food and feeding, food is more like a spirit of good times, something that you want to give people happiness. So when they eat, they can feel joy, and y'all can sit and converse and talk. I look at the table that way. So I was wondering how would it come from a chef's point of view or the point of view you trying to make it?
I'm trying to make it. I'm trying to. Most of all, I want to show off my mom's fried ribs, and and bring family gatherings back. You see, like we used to have big gatherings on Thanksgiving, Christmas, birthdays. We don't do that no more, and so I would like to.
But the family. I mean, every year you go to a family reunion. So that's a reunion. So what are you looking past from going to a reunion where you're saying the family is not together? Where's the togetherness? Because of the older people
The older,
is not bringing the younger people or the in between the younger people together, then there can't be no family unity. Being that you're 75, there's pretty much a lot of youngsters or younger people that's younger than you. So what type of influence do you have on them? Do you speak to them? Or is it a conversation? Do your dialogue work? I mean, how do you speak on those? Because you come from a family of 15, and from the story is you the fourth oldest child, second oldest daughter. So that means there's a lot of
unity.
there's a lot of people that's mixed in there. I don't know what you would say unity, but it's a lot of 15 from a family.
Family 15.
And then so if that would be the platform to start with just them. And then bring it off because you're supposed to feed the surface and then bring it to other people.
I already do that with my brother, sisters. We do the platform all the time. We do that.
Yeah, so that would be something that you was probably trying to flourish because most people when you speak to flourish it or feed the other positivity into people or something. You're just not speaking to just.
No, I'm speaking.
Yeah,
Just
you can't
to be speaking. I
Yeah,
know.
you can't just be speaking to just be speaking. I mean, you can, but
No, I want to, especially the young girls. I want to show them it's more in life than laying up with your boyfriend, laying up doing this. First of all, you have to. When I was a young girl, at 10 years old, my mom had me and my sisters in there. We standing on telephone books, learning how to prepare a full course meal for our family, that's my dad. My dad worked hard for us, and learning how to cook should be the first thing the girls should do. Young girls should learn how to cook, clean, prepare. I mean, everything they should do it. They should, and even boys, even the boys. They should learn how to cook, clean, besides laying up here having children.
And when you say laying up having children, so it's they have to have somebody have to make it comfortable for them. So they
Yeah,
must
no,
allow-
but I have to say parents shouldn't do that. Parents should not let the kids lay around doing nothing. It's the mother and father. Because they didn't do it, you didn't lay around with your mom and dad.
Oh no, we wasn't into all that.
Yeah, you wasn't that.
We was into much hustling and
Well,
trying to learn about it. But it was more family unity at the time, because you know when you come from a 2-family household, there's a different position that you can be in, or basically you can learn from 2 different people.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
True, that's true. You know, when it come up to, I bet you a young girl can't get in the kitchen and boil water.
No, I mean, I watch that little food channel. They got these little channels with these little kids be on, and you see the kids challenge. So, you know, some of them can. It's just, I think it's from the individual of who's raising them.
And I think it's the parents.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
They trying to befriend their kids and trying to do what, but you shouldn't do this. You love your kids. Don't get me wrong. I love my kids, but I'm not gonna let you lay up there and do nothing. You gotta have either you go to school or get a job. One of the two. You're not gonna do. I'm going to work. I went to work for 38 years. 38 years, and I have never laid on my mom and dad at all. At all.
38 years, you hear? She's working 38 years. We got to give a break for our sponsors. One of our sponsors is Cali Sports. Cali Sports Hustle Lifestyle.com. You can go to them. You can get shirts. You can get homemade hats. You can get whatever pretty much you want. We got to give a shout out to them. We have another shout out to another sponsor. It's Hustle Lifestyle on Spotify. Go there and check it out. Do what you need to do and buy from them. Therefore, just support the sponsors. So, on this ending note, where do you see America at in these next 6 months in your eye? Because I noticed you watch a lot of CNN, a lot of the news, and social media is at a different higher level of it. I think it's more of a level where they are showing people to be nobody.
That's true. They
So,
are.
They're saying that they're comparing this back to the 1900s, which way back into the 1920s of this time, so which would be 100 years from ago. That it's the same type of situation or same feeling, I guess you would say, that's out here. So, which is, I mean, back then they said it was a Spanish fly, I believe. So now we're dealing with the coronavirus. How are you dealing with the coronavirus, and what do you see the future with it?
Well, right now, I can't see a future right now. There's a lot of brainwashing going around. There's a lot of brainwashing. A lot of lies. People just, everybody's lying to each other. You know, it's really a disgrace. And right now, America is really on its back. So, what we have to do, we have to have a lot of praying. We have to have a whole lot of everything.
You say a lot of praying, but it's a lot of, we got believers and we got a lot of non-believers.
The non-believers is the one that's keeping up the stink.
What about the ones, the believers? The believers sometimes think they think is right.
Well, I'm a believer, and I think whatever I did, it was right. But what are they coming up with now is wrong.
Yeah, I'm saying to me, but that's just another train of thought. That's what
But you know, everybody got their own opinion.
Yeah.
Everybody have their own opinion. I have my opinion. You have yours. Way I see it, I don't see it the way a lot of other people see it. Cause I've been here I've been here a long time. But right now, it don't look good. It really don't look good for young peoples, old peoples, whatever. The way the world is going now is, we gonna hit a crash. That's what it's leading up to.
Then when you say crash, what do you mean? We're gonna hit what it's going? It ain't crashed in these many years, and it seemed like the same thing has still been going on. So what crash are you looking for? You talking about economic crash? What is going to turn into a pandemonium where we're going to be fighting amongst each
That's
other?
what they're trying to do. But what the president that's coming in here now, he's coming. He have his back against the wall now. It is. Obama left a beautiful slave for us.
Yeah, but that's been over 4 years now.
Yeah,
So
8 years.
And now you got to look and see what we need to where were we going? Because I'm not. I mean, the Democrats want something, the Republicans want something, but they saying old Joe back in the day he was for incarceration. He was for incarceration, and now he's saying now that he didn't read and he didn't got wise enough that
He didn't learn the culture.
that was the old Joe.
Yes.
But a few seconds ago, you were saying that with his back is against the wall.
Yes, because he come in
And
there.
we're not going to be, we're this and this, but you also just said that he's learning.
No, he learned.
So why we
That's
can't?
what he. Oh, we can still learn.
No, I'm saying why we didn't. If he learned so fast when he was just doing this in the 90s, where is America at? So if he going to be the leader and he learned fast, you saying that America, that we still ain't learned nothing, then how he's going to be, how did he learn fast?
Like I said, it's a lot of brainwashing.
Oh, okay.
You've been brainwashed.
In what, I mean, in
And
what
all
areas?
in all
Can you break down the
areas.
area? Because I'm thinking the same thing. If you read a book and I read a book, you might get something different out of the book than I get something out of the book. So when you get together, that's what you come together so you can discuss and get on the same level. It's more to agree to disagree. So you saying that Brother Joe, he learned and he ain't about the incarceration what he was.
Well, he learned that year. It took him years ago when he was in office. He was what, 28 years old, 38 years old, 28.
Yeah, he's like 82 now.
Well, he's 78.
Oh.
He learned not overnight. No. He didn't learn no 4 years and up. He learned. He studied about the different races of peoples. He was more on black peoples than he was on anybody else.
Well, I can completely hear you understand why you can be more on black folks, because they keep saying the same thing. But we're only 49 million in the United States, and there's 331 billion people in the United States. And on the West Coast, we're only 12%.
Okay.
So if you're gonna learn to study the small group, why you didn't learn this massive group?
Because they're afraid of us. They know they say they're more
I said
fear of us.
massive. Massive. The massive mean big. I don't know if they're more fear of us or more afraid of us. All I'm just saying is that for a small amount of numbers,
Yes.
everyone keeps saying the same thing, that we're doing this, we're doing this. We're still a small portion of this United States. 49 million, and it's 331 billion. In Los Angeles, it's Los Angeles County. It's 10 million people. So Los Angeles County is really a city itself.
But
10 million people, and we're only 12% of that.
Okay, but we the one that built this country.
No, that's what they're saying but they're saying that on the books that we built that.
When
We built
the
this.
country.
Yeah. But also when people is also saying, when you read, like, take the Bible for say. Some people say, oh no, that was written by somebody else. So therefore I don't believe in all that. So if you're gonna say that we built the country, in which they saying that they saying that we built the country, we didn't build in numbers because back in I looked it up back in I think 1940, it was like what just a little bit of almost I think it was 1.2 million, and now we're in 2021, and it's only 49 million. So if we're gonna build anything in why don't we had we didn't no reproductions, no anything, but we was just that smart that we knew to build everything.
No, we was that smart. Period. They didn't.
Who was they?
They was see what the country. We were supposed to be nothing but porters and maids.
Oh, okay. You know, when they first brought us into the country.
When they brought us in, when they would period.
Yeah.
Like my mom and her generation, they were supposed to be maids. My daddy, they was supposed to be porters. All right. When our generation came along, we was, that's why they had us in the house working. We was supposed to be, preparing ourselves to do the same thing. But it ended up, one thing they allowed us to do is go to college. Try to really educate ourselves.
Are you saying they allowed us, or did we get to the people? Because I'm thinking the same situation now. Okay. We have colleges and we have studying now, and a lot of people still ain't doing it. So what makes the difference if they wasn't doing it before, and I'm had by you, and you wasn't doing nothing, and you had me, now you gonna teach me to do what you doing, to do nothing.
That's what was.
Yeah, so
that's what my mom them did that.
Yeah, you gonna teach me to do nothing.
Taught us how to work and hustle.
Yeah, I'm saying, but it was other people in your neighborhood. You grew up. You said you was in a black neighborhood, so it was other families in that neighborhood. So your family was a tight knit family, yes, doing what you doing. Mm-hmm. So when you leave out of that circumference of the family,
that circle,
you got to go to school and with the other people.
Yes.
What was you seeing, the vision that you were seeing when you were going to school with them? You went to school with them. It can't be that simple, because if it's that simple, if it's just like a one word answer, then it's still the same. That some people don't want it, some people do want it.
Right.
So you can't say, a mass of people probably don't want it. You could say that, and a mass of people probably do want it. But like they say, the proof is in the pudding, and you get to see if.
But it was a lot of, I'll put it in this respect. It was a lot of our boys being drafted. The draft was, when they got out of school at 18, they had to go.
Yeah, got for military. It was young.
Yes.
It was young. But that was like right before, you was born during World War II. Because World War II was in 1944. Mm-hmm. Yeah, so they was drafting, but it was all the way into, I think 69 was the next war, the big war. What was it, Vietnam or something? When was 69? 69 was something, I don't know, I forget what it was.
No, the Vietnam war was was 52 and all that.
Okay, so what was 69? Because after 45...
Desert Force? I don't know.
Desert, I think it was in the 80s. That's the 80s.
Well, 69.
69 was something. I don't know what it was.
It wasn't a war.
Yeah. It was something. Because war doesn't stop.
No.
You just don't hear about it no more.
I had a brother who went in. I had 4 brothers that went in the service. That was 2 volunteered. The other 2 was drafted. Mm-hmm. One was drafted in 64, and the other one was drafted in 66. And then you had the other 2 volunteer.
Yeah, it was something in the 60s, though. 66, 69. Yeah. It's always a war zone. It's just that you don't never hear about it. They just subsided.
Oh, yes. It's quiet. It's quiet.
They just hush it, but it's still going on.
But you had a lot of our boys in the neighborhood, they was drafted. So the girls, the young ladies was the ones that, some of them had got a chance to either go to college or go to work. And it wasn't no ifs and buts if we got a chance to go to college,
Yeah, I understand that part, but I'm saying that, you're around that age. Well, today they celebrating the 18th of January. Mm-hmm. They're celebrating the Martin Luther King.
Martin Luther King.
So they saying by the time Martin Luther King was 22 years old, he had 2 different degrees.
Well, he was born in 1929.
I'm just
So
saying.
I don't know.
I'm just saying.
You know,
They saying.
and he was 91.
Yeah, I'm
so
just saying.
he was.
I'm just saying.
He was
So
blessed.
if he was before that situation, I'm just
Yes.
getting it out. So if he was before that situation,
Yes.
then
A lot of.
yeah, he
Like I said.
so that's like what 16 years before you was
But
born.
you have to put it like this: Martin Luther King's family, they wasn't no poor peoples.
I understand that. So that's
you
why I'm
had
trying to. Yeah.
You had to
So-
pay. Now my dad and mom, they had 15 children, so it was I had what it's 4 that went to college. They worked and went to college. So
Yeah, I understand that.
yeah.
I understand that. I'm
So,
saying,
but
but
I
I'm saying,
know-
I'm
I
just
know what
saying
you're
that
talking
Martin
about.
Luther King had
Oh, yes.
he had 29, and so he went and
Yes.
did it.
He
So that
did.
gives you the picture that's telling you
The big
that
picture.
some people don't want it.
No.
You know what I mean? I understand it's hard. Anything easy,
Yes.
everybody will want to do it.
Oh, yes.
Everything hard, people gonna kind of like back away and talk about like, nah,
That's right.
nah, I can't do that.
Yeah.
I can't do that. That ain't the business. That
Because it's
ain't
like
the business.
my dad saw one of his sisters. No, 3 of his sisters was RNs.
Yeah, that part. And yeah, so that's what I'm telling you. So
So they
it's
don't
been
want
it's been slots in here. So what I'm saying is like out of the 49 million, I know it's a challenge, but what about this challenge that they're trying to put the spotlight on us? And if we keep putting the spotlight on us, that's gonna give less of a effort or a chance for the people. Because you know some of the people they can't get it.
Some of the people don't want to get it because they lazy.
Yeah, that's why I just said I'm saying it balance out, but it's
Yeah.
still balance it out. If it's 330, they said it's 331 billion people in the United States. So now you tell me that this 49 million, yeah, it's gonna be some, it's gonna be some,
It's gonna be
it's
some
gonna be
cracks.
yeah, some
It's gonna be a
super
lot of
cracks.
cracks,
It's gonna be
yeah.
like
A whole lot
up
of
in
cracks,
there.
yeah.
It's gonna be that.
Yeah, because you got to look at it. One thing, drugs took the biggest part of our peoples.
Yeah, drugs did play a big part.
They played a big part.
They played a big part.
And
But they glamorized the drugs through the entertainment. Cause you talk about Tina Turner, we talk about well, I'm just guessing.
no,
on
when you
some
talk
of the
about
people,
Billie Holiday,
All of them.
well, the reason why they was taking drugs and stuff.
ain't no reason behind that. They was just on it.
No, they said they couldn't drink the alcohol because they couldn't perform at night. They couldn't perform. That's
I know,
why
but so why did it just go natural?
what? Well, that's the question that you have to ask.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
They glorified it,
Right,
and it's so
yeah.
glorified now
Yeah.
that they call it the rock world or something,
Yeah, they do.
or whatever they call
Yeah.
it. Some junk is behind that.
Oh yeah,
but
you have a lot of peoples that took the easy way out. You know, so yeah.
well, easy way. Well, I mean, you know, they get caught up. That's
Yeah.
what they're saying.
Yeah.
They get caught up. It just goes to be saying they could. So this is Martin Luther King. The day they celebrated, but his birthday is on the 15th. And what influences have Martin Luther King had on you on this? I mean, I know the average to what you talk that you done read, but what have you practiced that he's done? That he's influenced on you? And it's okay to say nothing because I know people.
No. I mean,
They just say nothing. It's okay to say nothing.
Yes.
It's okay to say nothing. It's like he ain't really had that much of an impact on me.
he really had an impact on me because that's why I got out. That's the reason why I became. First, I was to do hotel work. I went in, got me a better job, and I started working for probation. He influenced me to better myself and work with my spouse. Me and him became unity. Like 4 checks is better than 2.
Yeah, I
So
feel them. You got the money. I feel the money. I feel the
Yes.
money. But what
And we unitized
you
because
jump
see,
straight into the spot.
we
So you
was
ain't
in
that.
the-
I
we
mean,
was
how
in
would?
the- we was in the projects.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
No, you jump straight into it. I was trying to wait till you lead up to it, but
Yeah.
but what made you want to go to the projects?
What made me want? Well, that's a whole different.
Yeah, exactly. You can we can sum it up in one word.
When I met him, he was there, but that wasn't what I wanted to live in. No, That's
was
why I worked so hard
to get up out of
get
them?
up out of there, and to take my children's and go on. I want to show them a better life than. Don't get me wrong. For the projects is for put a roof over everybody's head,
That part.
but it's more in life than to be stuck in the projects, just stuck there.
Well, I mean, when you saying stuck, I'm saying that you saying they stuck? It's stuck because of the simple fact that there's no way out, or is there stuck? What about how did you feel? What was the temperature around there with the adults? You was an adult around there, so how was you?
It wasn't that good. It wasn't that good.
Was it fights?
Yes, bunch of fights, and
was it jealousy?
They like if you had say that your kid had a toy, their kid take the toy. Now you go over there to get the toy, and then they gonna lie to you and tell you, "Oh, I bought this toy." No, you didn't.
Oh.
No, you didn't.
Oh, they was
So
for the gaffle.
Yeah. Oh yes. Oh yes. So that's motivated me to get up from me, get me which I was working anyway, but give me a better job and carry my little children's on out of there.
I feel that. But I'm saying that
And I've been moving.
you didn't start in the projects.
No.
So
I met my husband.
Yeah.
There.
So when you met your husband,
Yes,
and he was in the projects,
he was there.
you was just like, I'm just gonna stick it out. You gonna make this happen.
Him and his father was up in there when I met them. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm saying, I'm gonna stick it out. We're gonna make this happen. What made you keep the unity? Because some people were like, "Homie, you in the projects, homie. I ain't trying to mess with you."
Well, see, when I met him, he was working 2 jobs. And I told him and said, if you working 2 jobs, he said, I want to get up out of here. I want to take me and my father and move on out of here.
Oh, okay. So you had a dream.
So,
okay, that's what I'm talking about. So you came in willing to punch and stand with.
Oh, yes.
I mean, relationships like that you see now, where they just standing there for the whole get down.
Yeah. Hey, we walked, we did everything. We walked, I mean.
Oh, y'all got to the bag.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
So being today is the 18th.
Yes.
January. How is it for you today? You done been married. You 75 years old. How is it for you today? What makes you get up in the morning time and say, I want to get up, instead of just like, oh, I ain't getting up?
Because I have my best life right now. I'm living my best life.
Oh, okay. Well, there it is there. Oh, there it is there then. There it is there.
There's no shame in my game.
Ain't supposed to be. That's why I try to get on the live and let them see the authenticity.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Nothing fake about the situation.
No.
You've been here. You know what I'm saying?
And I have seen so many people in my life have the ones I really love, they are all gone.
Oh, I mean, you can't find no love for nobody else?
I'm finding love. I keep love.
What?
That's why I'm saying I'm having my best life.
Yeah, I understand. Who you sharing the love with? Your people or
I'm sharing the love with everybody. Everybody that want the love, come over here and get it.
So you just let anybody in your life?
No.
That's what you just said?
I'm talking
you
about
just
help.
said anybody.
I will help anyone that trying to get out of their little rut. Get up and get you a job. Let's make it happen. Don't let your kids waste away.
That part.
Don't let those young people waste away, because they supposed to be the next generation that's coming up to take care of you. But if they don't have that, up in there, that mother and father's with up in them.
You mean that teaching or that want? But they gotta want it too, though.
Oh, you can make them want it, but they just letting them lay around. They're not talking to them. They're not talking to them because I see that.
Oh, they're not feeding them the right information that need to be fed.
All they doing is.
So there you come. You know what I mean? She need to come with her blog. That's what you need to come with your blog and reach out to the ones that you see that's going. They can't do it by themselves.
And that's what I'll be trying to do. Take for instance, I'll be trying to help my own child.
Oh, okay.
With his kids. You gotta reach. You gotta do this. You can't be over there being their friend all day. No.
Oh, you can't be the homie?
No. That's when you lose each other. That's when the split. Well,
Damn, yo.
you gotta be straightforward with them. I advise everyone, it's all right to love your kid, but make your kid get up from there.
Make him get up and get work.
And get work. If you don't go to work, go to school. You can go out there and dig a ditch and get paid.
Damn, that's true. That's true. You gotta get in where you fit in.
Oh yes, and there's a lot of they got more opportunity than I had.
So
They got more opportunity.
They can talk to you now. So
Yeah.
you need to give them your handle out there, your Facebook handle. Let them know. Reach out and talk to you on your handle, and see where to go. So that's the first guest. We hope you guys enjoyed the podcast, and we here, baby.
That's right, my ear right here.
Oh, it was hurting.
This right here hurt my ear.
Dang, you got earrings on.
No, this was class.
Yes, earrings, players. I'm still on my life. There it is right here. That's earrings, players.
Holler at me.
You know what I'm saying? Game over with. Get to the next time. Right now. Bam. I gotta get my monitors right.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh, what happened? It's in the little thing.
Huh?
I said, what happened?